This portal has been inside of Minecraft for so long, but it has no use. It is just mocking us, taunting us with what dimension could come next. But I installed a mod to let us have an idea of what it may be. And this mod adds new mobs, it adds new armor and tools, and of course, you know, just a butt ton of other stuff that mods do. Starting with the new mobs, which you'll find these inside the new dimension itself. You got the Glomper. Is that what it's called? You got the Glomper. Next up, you have Lester. Hi, Lester. It's just a baby warden. He is so cute. And then you have the Chopper Colossus, which is a lot bigger than I expected. I have not spawned these in before. Good gosh. Okay, and if we start talking about the mobs, we got the Glomper. And what it does is attack players who are using the elytra. So let's say I make my way up here, and then let's just try to fly this way. As you can see, it legit chases you. I'm curious, if we kill this thing, does it drop anything? And it doesn't look like it attacks you when you're just doing stuff, but Lester does. So yeah, the Glomper drops the Glomper Glux, which is used with the new wood type in this mod, where you take the Voltrox planks, which are planks you can get inside of the dimension, of course, and you turn them into coated Voltrox planks. What that does, I have no clue. As far as Lester goes, it normally spawns when you're trying to mine the Quarzarth or yeah, no, there it is. Oh my gosh, what in the world? Okay, I did not expect that many to spawn. Lessons that have been learned, look out for Lester. And with that Quarzarth ore, you would think you can craft the new tools and stuff, but they don't have crafting recipes on them, so I'm not sure about that. With that said, you can craft the this block out of it. But anyways, when you mine the ore, you can go ahead, take that, and smelt it in something like this Zygrin furnace, which does not require fuel apparently, but I have no clue how we use it. But you can go ahead, smelt this in like a blast furnace and get it that way, which will give you these Quarzarth pieces. What can you use these Quarzarth pieces for? I have no idea. Anyways, moving on, we then also got, you know, Mr. Chomper Colossus thing, you know, this massive monster. Yeah, he doesn't do much but show up. It's a work in progress. Anyways, moving on, we then got the tool sets for these. We got the sword, we got the hoe, we got the axe, we got the pickaxe, and we got the shovel, which they are significantly better than netherite, which has 2031 durability across the board, while these just have 3,000 across the board. I see that he finally suffocated to death. Moving on, we also got the armor set for this ore, which I'm gonna say it now, they don't have crafting recipes for either the armor or the tools. And once again, just comparing this to netherite is slightly less good, but honestly, it's not that much of a difference if we're looking at it here. Although I really like how this one looks compared to netherite, so we're gonna wear it. Anyways, after going over tools, armor, and the mobs, that's really the biggest thing you need to know. It is worth mentioning that there are a large variety of blocks and stuff that are added, but you can go ahead and just check them out on your own time. There's just way too many to actually go into detail about it, but hey, blue wood and then what looks like pale oak, if we're being honest. Okay, we'll move on from all this stuff and actually focus on the energy essence and the energized flint and steel, which, if you didn't know, is how you access the portal. So to get the energy essence, what you need to do is get a warden, get a passive mob like, I don't know, a cow or something, get the warden to kill the cow. Okay, there it goes. And yeah, it drops that energy essence. But it can also do it with a horse. Does it work with a chicken? Let's find out. Warden, slaughter the chicken. This takes some time. Dude, it's just a chicken. There you go. Okay, yep, it drops it with a chicken. Pig is one of the ones that were not listed, so I'm just curious to see if that counts as a passive mob that the warden will kill. Okay, moment of truth. What's gonna happen? Let's see. Do you drop the energy essence? No, you do not. Okay, what about the sheep? Does the sheep drop it? I'm sure it does. I'd be shocked if it didn't. Okay, so the sheep doesn't drop it either. So it's legit just the horse, the chicken, and the cow that drop it. The other option you got is use the mace, go down here, off the warden that way. Oh, it didn't off him. What the heck? But yeah, you could just off the warden and it should drop it, unless... Okay, well, I'm convinced that he said that as a joke because that warden dropped squat. Well, after we found out that we can't do that, what you want to do is take the energy essence you got from the passive mob and the warden killing it, combine it with the flint and steel, and you get the energized flint and steel, which this thing summons soul fires rather than regular fires, and it is so cool. But once you have this, what you do is you go to the portal in the center. Of course, you gotta clear out all the Skulk veins that are here, and once those are cleared out, you light this portal, and there you go. Based off what the mod page says, we're using netherite here because they say that's the best one to use. Ah, yes. A new dimension, which with my shader packs looks great. It even looks great with the shader packs off. Either way, it's just a little bit of a foggy abyss. Time to go into detail about everything here. Well, I came over here to talk about the difference in the biomes, but hey, look at this. They naturally spawn. We got 3 of them here. I would hate to run into them. There's also a naturally spawning glomper here, so that's really cool. Anyway, so over here we are in the forest biome, whatever it's called. It's the Voltrox forest. I think's exactly how it's supposed to be said. Oh, and I just turned off night vision. This is what this looks like without night vision. Good gosh. Anyways, turning night vision back on along with my shaders, this is the petrified forest. You can tell because the logs are the white and brown ones. And moving over here, we have the dried Voltrox forest, which is very different because you got the blue looking logs. I'm 90% certain the only difference in these 2 biomes is the difference of the logs. I don't think there's really anything else you can find here. And then this biome is the infected columns, which looks absolutely insane. And it's worth mentioning, it looks like this mod is still in early development stages. So these are only 2 or 3 of the different biomes that are going to be added. I'm sure they're going to add more. I don't have any definitive answers, but either way, this is looking so cool. Mojang, please add this. I'm also realizing you get this infected effect inside of this biome. What does that do if I'm in survival? Like, does that do... Oh my gosh, it's doing something. I don't know what it's doing, but it's doing something. Oh, it slowly whittles away at my health. That is crazy. Okay, so let's say I move out of the biome. Does it go away? That is... interesting. And when it comes to cave biomes, we have the Sulfero caves, which are these beautiful looking things with the hanging skull. And then we got just regular Skulk caves, which are just the same caves, just it actually has Skulk in the Skulk sensors, freakers, and all that stuff in it. And of course, we have the mobs that spawn inside of here, along with those that go off. So I'm gonna see if we can spawn a warden just for the fun of it. Is it a dumb idea? Maybe. Is it a fun idea? Probably not. But hey, let's see what happens. Oh yeah, there we go. That's exactly what I was looking for. I see why these things attack people with the elytra, because these caves are great for flying with the elytra. And let's check out the 2 structures that this game adds, starting with the above ground laboratory. I would love to explore this in survival, but I don't feel like dying today, so we're just going to go in here just naturally and just check it out in creative mode first. Of course, the laboratory has this massive tree in the middle of it. That's awesome. Has the saplings for it, has some end rods. Okay, cool. Okay, moving through here, it looks like these are some watchtowers. Be great if I could fly up here. Okay, watchtowers have nothing up here. Ooh, loot chest. You can get some of the blue wood, you can get some of the sulfur lights. Oh wow, this is actually really interesting. Good to know. Mobs can spawn in here. I'm gonna say it. The loot's kind of lackluster in here for how big of a structure this is. With that said, going directly underneath that laboratory we were just at, we have the underground lab, which I'm not noticing any loot chest here. It does have this thing in the center, so I'm curious. Okay, so this looks like it's lacking loot too. With that said, I'm very interested because it is set up in a way that it makes me wonder, is there something we can do with this? Oh, I can add those on here. And it, okay, hold on. And then let's say I do this. Does that do anything? Okay. So that's how you get these weapons. Props to the people that made this mod. They knew how to make a basic tutorial. With that said, how do I start filling this up is my question. Okay, it looks like I can get a bucket of this. Can I place this in here? Okay, so I can. With that in there, oh, so that's how I add this. And then I add those. And do I just... Okay, I see. So that's how I fill this up. Okay. And then I can just go through and right click my armor on here. Oh, once it runs out of the stuff, I can't do it. Gotcha. With that said, this mod, again, like I said, is still being worked on, and I'm sure there's a lot more to it that we just didn't even touch from how massive it is. With that said, if you enjoyed today's video and you enjoyed this mod review, let me know that in the comment section down below, and let me know what mod you'd like to see next. Also, let me know, what do you think if they were to add a Skulk biome to the game? Would you want it to be something like this? Would you want it to be something different? I'm very curious. Let's have a conversation about it down in the comments. But with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Check out the video on the screen, and have a nice day.